All right, a great weekend of wrestling coming up, and Friday is going to be amazing. We've got four of the bluest of the blue bloods competing. We got Penn State versus Ohio State, Michigan taking on Iowa. But I want to focus on the Penn State-Ohio State matchup. This is a really interesting one because on the one hand, you've got the Buckeyes who are coming off this huge win against Michigan, buzzer beater from Nick Feldman. Now you got to go to Penn State. You got to go to Rec Hall, which, you know, if it's not the toughest, it's the second toughest place to wrestle in America, maybe the toughest. It's a unique atmosphere at BJC. But if you look at these matchups, and how many times have we been able to say this? Is there a scenario where Ohio State doesn't win a match? If Penn State uses their lineup, their best lineup, right? If they use Kasak, if they use Braden Davis, etc., if all their guys are healthy, this could be a really, really long night for Ohio State. And it's going to be a long night for a lot of teams. We're going to see that as it gets a little further into the season. Iowa's going to have to wrestle them. You know, Michigan already did. They had to kind of take their medicine against Michigan. And looking up and down the lineup, there's winnable matches here for Ohio State. There's scenarios where, you know, they can salvage a really strong result here. But 25, you've got your freshman, Brendan McCrone, taking on their sensational true freshman, Braden Davis, a guy who coming into this year, we did not have this kind of expectations for. Even Penn State fans weren't talking about Braden like this. But I think he's the favorite there. Aaron Nagao, probably a favorite against Nick Bouzakis. I think a clear favorite against Bouzakis, who is having a really solid freshman campaign. But Aaron Nagao has been really tough. The marquee matchup is this next one, 141. In my opinion, it's marquee. You're going to have Jesse Mendez taking on Bo Bartlett. And as people have hypothesized, who could be the guy that's the number 2 guy behind Real Woods? Who could be someone else that makes the NCAA finals? Obviously, Bo Bartlett has been the natural answer to that question. And to start the year, you know, after CKLV, we said, hey, now it's Jesse Mendez. It's going to be Mendez that is that number 2 guy. But then he takes this loss to Cole Matthews, and now you could say, well, he had that match won, but he didn't win it. He lost that match. And Bo Bartlett, he kind of has the antithesis in his matches where it looks like, hey, maybe this is not going to go well. He had that match with Vince Cornella. He was all over his legs, but in overtime, he got the match won. I think it could be a similar type of match here. It may look like it's Mendez until the end, and Bo Bartlett finds a way. But that's a great opportunity for Ohio State to get a win. This next one, 149, we're curious who Penn State's going to send out. Will it be Tyler Kasak? Will it be Evans? They had the rest off at the Matttown Open. They're going to be taking on All-American Dylan D'Amelio. D'Amelio's been solid this year, but had a really tough outing against Austin Gomez. This match looks winnable. It looks like the match where Ohio State is the most favored of any of the 10 matchups, but still it's tenuous, right? Kasak's really, really tough. Evans is really tough. Whoever they send out is going to have a shot against D'Amelio, and Ohio State's going to need to capitalize on this opportunity because they may not get others where they're this favored. 57, Levi Haynes, monster favorite. 65, Mitchell Messenbrink, whether it's Hepner or whoever they send out, he's going to be a huge favorite. 74, Carter Starachi versus Rocco Welsh. I'm excited for this matchup. Now, it's a true freshman against a guy who's about to win his 4th NCAA title. So it's a mismatch for sure. But I've been really impressed with Rocco Welsh all year long. Carson Hartzell is out. Rocco Welsh is in. He was looking really good against Shane Griffith. And I won't elaborate much beyond that other than this guy's really tough. He's physical. I want to see how he looks in the hand fight against Carter Starachi, right? Starachi's going to probably have an advantage in the pressure and overall leg attacks. But I think he's going to be able to hold his own for a period of time against Carter Starachi. Now, I'm not predicting anything resembling a competitive match. I'm saying Carter Starachi has killed pretty much everyone this year. Maybe this is one where he's pushing for a major late, or maybe it's in the balance after the first period. I'm not sure. But I think Welsh's physicality, his defense, his positioning is going to make this a pretty tough match. He's a stout guy. He should not go under Carter Starachi. That's my opinion. But other than that, I want to see how I'm most excited to see how this matchup looks from neutral. Now, if you're looking for some more hope as an Ohio State fan, you could look at 84. You say, we got Ryder Rogotsky. Now, do they use Rogotsky is a question because he's still a true freshman. has not been officially pulled, but after his tech fall victory over Michigan's ranked wrestler Jaden Bullock, it looks like he could be the guy. But, on FRL we talk about Space Mountain guys that are up and down. That's Ryder Rogotsky right now. And not only in his match results, but that's the way his matches are. I mean, he could be down, and this guy can hit a big move, put you on your back, and put you away. Now, you could play the transitive game and get yourself really excited about this matchup against Bernie Truax, because if you watch Bernie versus Bullock, that was a really close match. Bullock almost had a takedown. Bernie won really, really close. Ryder Rogotsky, a week later, texts him. So that can give you a little bit of hope and make you think, all right, maybe Ryder's got a shot. That said, I think Bernie is the favorite here and kind of a runaway favorite. But Rogotsky's got that pinfall ability. He can put you on your back from kind of everywhere, right? From bottom, from upper body positions, in exchanges. He's really dynamic, and he's going to be a fun guy to follow over the years. But I don't know that they're going to use him. Do they use him? Do they officially pull Ryder Rogotsky's red shirt? This was going to be Gavin Hoffman's weight. Hoffman out with an injury. They have Seth Shoemate, who was a stud in high school. So they've got options there with Shoemate. I'm just not sure who they're going to use. 197, Aaron Brooks, Luke Geog, man. That's a tough matchup for anyone in America, and especially Luke Geog now. And heavyweight has some intrigue because Feldman, he can get smoked, right? We've seen that this year. He's lost to some guys. He's been tech this year, right? But on the other side of the coin, Feldman is really good on his feet. He's really hard to take down at times. His counter-scoring ability is really, really strong. Now, to me, this comes down to tactics. You're an underdog here if you're Nick Feldman. So you have got to be calculated on when you attack. I would not attack early because if you get underneath Greg Kirkfleet, his counter game is really, really good. You've got to try to stay in the match, get a late counter score. You could potentially win the match. This is going to be a tough one for Ohio State. You can tell there's some matches where they can salvage, where they've got a shot to win some matches here. But let's face facts here. Whether it's Ohio State, whether it's Michigan, whether it's Iowa, whoever, they are staring down a daunting task taking on this juggernaut Penn State team, which is, right now I think it's the biggest runaway favorite to win a title I have seen since I've been following college wrestling. There's never been a team that's favored to win by as much as Penn State's favored to win at Kansas City at NCAAs this year. So excited for this one to go down on Friday, either way.